everybody. Welcome to Wingman's Hangar, episode 28, or actually, Rob, 100 between the two seasons.
We need little noisemakers.
We do. Whatever. Yeah. So this is episode 28 here at Descendent Studios as we take you through what happens each week on the making of Descent Underground. I'm Eric Wingman Peterson.
I'm Rob, Descendent Irving.
And I'm Michael Viewmaster Morlan.
There he is, the Michael the Viewmaster Morlan. We'll kind of reminisce. First of all, let's get to the thanks. We've got to thank our new backers.
New backers!
There they go across the screen. Thank you guys very, very much. Special thank you to Fluffball for your generous pledge. And welcome to there are three new undergrounders this week. Bahama, Mike Sevenstein, and Raptor. Thank you guys very much, and I suspect the undergrounders are going to be getting pretty quick getting pretty hefty because we've got Proving Grounds coming
very soon.
We are on the cusp of the Proving Grounds.
We need some people with harder to pronounce names joining the underground.
We do.
This is kind of sad. You can pronounce all three of those.
I know it's terrible.
It's unacceptable.
Well, we got a lot. We got a lot to do today too. We got the week in review, including our studio snapshot, which is the Blue Dog's favorite thing. We have this week's most valuable post. We have forum feedback with your questions, and the Build a Bot finale. We're going to announce the winner today.
Winner.
Yeah, it's crazy too because it came down to two people within a point. Neither of them entered the final stage. If either one of them would have entered, it would have jump-started the other. So it's crazy. It's 1 point difference. And we have an interview with a Be a Legend backer with our very own Michael Viewmaster Morlan. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be fun.
Chock full of content.
Chuck. Is it Chuck or Chalk?
Chalk.
Like the writing on the blackboard kind of thing?
No, Chock. C-H-O-C-K.
Chalk. See, I cannot spurl. So we
have plenty of evidence of that every day
on the whiteboard. So, wow, 100 episodes, you guys. 100 episodes, Mike. 100 episodes.
How did we get here? I have no idea.
I'm not responsible for this.
No. So it's funny because we started at Cloud Imperium Games working on Star Citizen, and the boss said, "Hey, you guys need to do a weekly 1 hour show," and we were like,
1 hour?
Not you.
Holy
no way we could do that. A whole hour, no way. We'd have to have writers, and we'd have to have
talent.
Talents.
And we never got any of those.
We have none of that.
And
so, but we did 72 episodes there, and we had a great time doing that. We had some really, really good ones, some others. And we managed to carry that on to here.
That first episode is definitely
horrid.
A little challenging.
Yeah, but you know what?
Through.
We started and we ended with that episode.
That's
we
true.
did. It was kind of
fun. The nice wrap around to the
that came from the Dallas.
Full circle.
I had that was from the idea we saw it about Dallas. That's how it began. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. Flick of the wrist. Flick of the wrist. Anyway, so here we are. We're back on Descendent Studios. We're now episode 28 or 100. We got to find a way to number these to where.
Yeah, it could be some confusion out in the YouTubeosphere.
Do you have a favorite of any of the episodes? Do you have anything that's favorite, Mike?
Okay. I loved it when we went out in the world and saw things like the
James Webb Space Telescope.
The James Webb Space Telescope. It was great because we got to meet real astronauts and real scientists. And also Germany, of course, going to Gamescom.
The Gamescom one was awesome.
I think that had to be it. The best thing for me was the event at the Hyatt Beer Garden where we got to have a real live forum feedback and we got to meet the people, just hang out. Because that's really what that's about. So as we grow this community, look for us to do more of those kind of things because that's what we're all about, building community together, making this game together. That's what Wingman's Hangar's about, that's what Descent Underground's about, and that's why we're here. That's what should make this game great. If it doesn't, you can blame Rob. So 100 episodes. It's like, what are we going to do when it's like The Hobbit? We're going to have a 111, what is it, 100? How do you say that? 111, 100? I can't remember that. I was going to make
11th.
11th 100. It was some Bilbo Baggins was celebrating his 100th.
His 11th birthday.
Oh yeah, 11th birthday. That was it. So we had our advisory board this week.
We did.
We did. The advisory board there are people who pledged a pretty good amount of money to be part of the team essentially, and we have monthly meetings with them, and they got to test out the Proving Grounds build today and give us feedback and things we need to do to get it just right before we go to a larger audience, and I think we're really close, by the way.
We had some issues today.
We did have some issues, but the new game type worked really well.
Yes, Capture the Core. Super awesome.
Capture the Core was really good. So that means the Proving Grounds is almost complete. We've got the launcher patcher alive and well. That means when you get it, you'll be able to just download the launcher, launch it, and it will keep you up to date. It's a much simpler way of getting the game installed on your hard drive. Matchmaking is up on the server side, not connected client side yet. So I think we had a problem today when we had like 11 people in the one match and started seeing a lot of like.
Got a little crazy.
Those maps were not designed for more than 8 people rather. So weapons prediction is underway. It's almost finished. As soon as that's in, should be this week. That's going to be a big thing too. Right now, the server predicts where your movement is, but doesn't predict where the weapons fly.
And you can tell.
As we just mentioned, Capture the Core is in the game.
Capture the Core is in and working and fun and
Really fun.
it changes the whole nature of the
It
game.
changes the dynamic completely. For those of you who are not like you want to just fly and shoot people, this gives you something else to do. If you mine the core, it really speeds up your team's rate of capture or rate of points. And
Plus, it's got the mobile mega missile.
right, I think we were playing some old school dissenters. They were all on one team, and they're like way better pilots than us, but we were mining the hell out of that core.
We programmed the game. We know how
Yeah.
it works best.
Yeah, we did.
And we beat them. They're like, "What's going on?" What's going on is you're losing. We also have the Predator in the game, right? Predator will not be there in the first release probably for most people, but it will be there in Proving Grounds, Alpha, Beta, and things like that. But it is in the game right now, and we're testing it out because we've got to balance
No
them
sprint
out.
mode.
Yeah, no sprint mode for the Predator. We don't have the animations for it yet either. So.
I think we might.
Oh.
Have to find them.
Yeah, we do. Oh, that's right. Josh put those in there. So we also, it's Mike, where's our beautiful corner?
Okay, check this out. All right, so this is a concept.
Oh.
One concept for a
Wait,
harvest.
does that say, oh, we can't use that word?
Oh.
No.
Redact that. Right. It can't be that. For those who don't remember, we are not allowed to use the PTMC. We're not allowed to be the actual ships
No
from the
pyro.
game. None of the assets, none of the pyros, all that stuff. Until we have a deal in place with the people who hold those, we can't do that, which is why we're a prequel. So our concept guy obviously forgot that.
Anyway, independent of
Yeah,
the redacted, here's another idea.
And the harvester is where the harvester here is where all the drones are, where you as a pilot reside. As it lands on the surface of asteroids, moons, whatever, and drops you into the mines, this is where you'd be. So these were a couple of rejected concepts, actually.
They're not going to be the
No,
hardest.
these were not rejected. And so we ended up. You'll be able to see the newest one as we're making a new trailer. Now, eventually, well, I don't know what this is like. This is 78 or whatever, like. Unit number 78. You'll be able to get harvesters and own harvesters and have people flying for you.
Oh, yeah, that's phase 61 and a half.
61.5. Right.
And just for fun, here's everybody's seen these before, but here's all of the weapons kind of in a single line.
In a conga line?
Oh, cool.
And here you go, ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Boom, there they are. That's for
Right. Okay,
everybody
that's
knows what that looks like.
Ooh.
Yep. There's the laser. Plasma gun. Now remember, these things all sink into the wing, so you won't see like the back parts where you hook up and be part. Oh, quad lasers, yeah, Vulcan cannon, of course. They all sink in, so you don't see the whole thing sticking out or protruding. And those are the silhouettes we use for our iconography, for power-ups and stuff. Also today, one of the things we had in the Proving Grounds test today was we found out that our server was gacking. And we're going, what's going on? Why is the server gacking?
It was really kind of, it was very spotty.
There's a hard-coded feature that limits bandwidth in Unreal multiplayer to 32K
per player.
per player, and we needed more than that.
So basically, you can ask the server one thing, but you can't ask it a bunch.
Right. So we have made that change today, and we're anxious actually to try that out, see how that does it. But it should improve server performance quite a bit.
Not as many invisible weapons, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
and that's going to be a good thing for us to find out, before we go to the larger audience like you guys out there. So we have matchmaking planning going on. Like we've got 0.0. We're doing zero's done, which doesn't mean nothing's done. It means
the API is done.
the
for
API is
0
done.
and
Right.
0.5.
And 0.5.
0.5.
See,
Farther than we thought
could have
we'd
said
get.
1 and 2, but apparently programmers don't like that, so it's now 0 and 0.5, which is done.
It makes perfect sense.
It does, yes, sort of. Anyway, so those are done, and we're going to now have to hook that up client side, and we'll get that in. We had some visitors from Minnesota. In fact, you have a look at this week's studio stage.
Is that some kind of core?
Yes, that would be the reactor core from the Capture the Core mode. I've just started implementing it. First thing I did was make sure that the core sub-level loads.
And then we have the brains. The brains of the outfit. I got everybody's like 22, and it's like you get those 80s references in there, and he's like,
didn't make you watch it.
Yeah, I guess it's Toby.
I don't know where or how. You always go over the drone bay, back and forth. You're still in the match lobby when you go to the drone bay to select stuff.
This room looks super cool.
Yeah, it looks much better now that they moved this thing.
Stars look a little big.
Yeah, the stars are a little chunky.
That looks a little matty. And then of course with Smitty, what's going on, Smitty? What do we got over here? Oh, the core. You fixed the change of the color. So when the team captures it, it changes to that color, like blue or red right now, right?
Love the snapshots.
It was nice to meet those nice folks from Minnesota.
Oh, dude, they drive race cars. They have an endurance race, and
Very cool.
they brought us tickets, and they came in, and we hung out with them, drank a couple beers, may have had a bourbon or two, and just hung out with them on Friday. They got to play the game.
Played the game. Yep.
And the funny thing is, the game was in a great state on Thursday, and the game was in a lousy state on Friday when they came in.
Sorry.
It was still fun. They still enjoyed it,
Yes.
but it was better Thursday, and now it's incredible. It's much, much better. So kind of,
We sure hope
it
so.
does this through development. Of course, and now it's this week's MVP with our very own Dunkelza, Keith McCormick.
Welcome to Most Valuable Post, where we celebrate a member of our community who's made a positive contribution to Descent Underground. This week, we celebrate someone who took what could be a very arcane subject and really broke it down to help people understand it. We're specifically talking about joystick sensitivity and configuration. Not only did they give a great write-up, but they provided some wonderful images. For instance, this is a typical dead zone on a joystick. And then there's a more idealized circle, and then some examples of a game that kind of got it right, isn't quite the ideal. They also provided some graphs showing how different games' sensitivities and reactiveness to the deflection of the joystick. Great detail, great breakdown. So congratulations, Toysrme, you're this week's most valuable poster.
Wow, congratulations, Toysrme. That's well done. We took some time out of our week to talk to our Be a Legend backer with our very own Michael Morlan.
Hey, I'm here with Tracy Voidstalker Atkins, and we're going to talk about what he's been up to lately. Hey, Tracy, I'm going to start right from the top here. I understand that you come from a famous feuding family.
Yes, that's true. I'm a direct descendant of the Hatfields from the Hatfields and McCoys.
Now, weren't the Hatfields sort of the maligned family in the telling of the story?
Yeah, I mean, we were also the victors, so I guess that kind of comes out in that.
So your how many great grandparents gunned down the McCoys?
Oh, Lord. Well, let's see. I think we go back, it's either 5 or 6 generations. I've got the family tree around here somewhere, but yeah, the main part of the family, which was Devil Ants, his brother is actually my great 5 times removed grandfather.
You're used to telling stories too. You've actually written a book of some interest to people called, how do you pronounce it? Aeternum Ray? Or how's that pronounced?
Yeah, Aeternum Ray. Aeternum's kind of a Latin accusative for eternal, so kind of fits into the story a little bit. It's kind of a digital heaven kind of story.
So I understand it's sort of this far-flung utopian vision.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting if you start thinking about some of the more utopian elements of the potential for artificial intelligence and the singularity. I'm a big fan of Ray Kurzweil and his work, and a lot of the books that are out there, they really kind of take the dystopian view, kind of the Terminator view, where technology is always bad, and it makes for really good fiction.
So does Aeternum Ray take a positive or a cautionary angle on the whole artificial intelligence debate going on right now?
Well, I really wanted to create something that has a very positive spin, and I want to give a true utopian view of how technology can benefit our lives in the future. So with Aeternum Ray, I wanted to go the opposite of the whole dystopian trend that everything's been going with, and really kind of see where the technology can lead in a good way for us, and how it can really enhance our life if we kind of not necessarily steer it, but direct it and use it in the right ways.
So you label yourself, amongst other things, as an unrefined polymath, and apparently you have an interest in a lot of different things. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, I guess I've always kind of had a curiosity to figure out how things work. So, technology is obviously an area that I'm into, and computers and electronics. But Also have a real interest in things mechanical. I can tear apart an engine or, do auto work. I enjoy firearms. I like taking them apart and seeing the history there. And I like to kind of learn as much about as much things as I can.
So speaking of cars, I understand that you have kind of entered and won a certain competition in audio for automobiles.
Yeah, back when I was 21, I had kind of an interest in car stereos like most young guys do. And I really wanted to kind of build something special, and I noticed there was a lot of competition going on, and a lot of the stuff back then was kind of the bass head stuff, with the really big subwoofers and all the loud stuff. But I wanted to go a little different direction. There's actually another piece to that competition where it's sound quality, which the goal is to be able to sit in the seat of a car, close your eyes, and in your mind's eye, envision a live concert performance where all the singers are on the stage and you can pick out their positions and all the instruments and be as realistic as possible. So I thought that was just like the coolest thing ever. So I sat down, I started studying, I started putting things together and doing a lot of trial and error and started going to these competitions. And I started winning. And I went through over a dozen and went to the world championship for it. And first year out, I actually won the darn thing. So
Wow.
yeah.
So did you have your RTAs and your delay, meters and all that kind of stuff in order to tune in this incredibly difficult environment?
Yeah, it was, I spent a lot of time in my car. I mean, the car I put it in, I had over 200,000 miles I put in it. So a lot of it was just listening. But yeah, I mean, I stripped out the interior and I put down Dynamat on every surface.
Well, it's certainly hard to find a sweet spot, 20 degrees off the center axis of a vehicle as it is and still be able to deliver a proper sound field to that.
Yeah, it was. Time correction is the only way you can really do it. So you've got to have that delay in each individual speaker. And Alpine made a fairly affordable digital processor that lets you set each individual speaker, the tweeters and the mid-range and the sub. So getting that bass to move all the way to the front, that's a big piece of it. And, it was interesting to do. It was very fun.
So enough geeking out about everything unrelated to gaming. Apparently you discovered Descent back in the day and played it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm an early nerd, I guess. I was 10 and got my first 386. And I guess when Descent 1 came out, everybody kind of raved about that. And I was really into the flight sims, the Wing Commanders, and Strike Commander and all those really cool games. And when
TIE Fighter Wars, I love those.
Oh, yeah, I love TIE Fighter. I had to buy an original Sound Blaster card for TIE Fighter just to do that in X-Wing. But, yeah, I really enjoyed Descent. I mean, it became my mainstay game. And, as a kid, you're sitting up all night playing this game with your joystick and burning through Thrustmasters. And
how did you find out about Descent Underground?
Well, I came into it when Star Citizen came on. So I was an early backer there. And, watching Wingman do Wingman's Hangar, and even back the original Wingman's Nuts, I think was the original. Right there.
I had that changed really quickly.
Yeah, it was endearing, but just seeing somebody actually have fun with it, and seeing the crew. I mean, seeing yourself, seeing Rob, see all the guys kind of relax and really get along, and these really cool professionals that really know what they're doing, craft something new, really caught my eye, and it was very interesting.
What are you doing today? What are your pursuits these days?
Today, most of the time I spend most of my time at work, unfortunately. So I work from home and for myself. So 12, 14 hours a day is that.
We're going to have to turn that around because we're getting ready to release the Proving Ground version of Descent Underground, and then Alpha and Beta will be following pretty closely behind. Are you going to be following that?
Oh, absolutely, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. I mean, it's kind of a get back into gaming. I've played a few here and there, a few other games, a few hours. So getting into Descent Underground is really something I'm looking forward to kind of have something kind of break the monotony of work. And
well, I'm going to take a break from working on the game so I can actually play it. I'm looking forward to that. So listen, Tracy, I'd really like to say thanks for coming aboard. We're going to put the URL for your book, Aeternum Ray, down there on the bottom of the screen. People can get that on Amazon.com for their Kindles or hardback or softback as they wish. And Boyd Stalker, thanks so much for joining us. It was really great to have you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool.
Always nice to meet the backers of our lovely community.
The legendary backers.
The legendary backers. So, guess what time it is?
It's time for Forum Feedback.
Okay.
He's on fire.
He's on fire. Let's get right to it. From Jean-Luc, Captain Picard. I see you show examples of low-end and high-end machines. What are the specs for these rigs, and have you started testing with Mac computers yet? So, the specs are anywhere from an i5 to an i7. I think the lower-end machines are around the 7550 AMD cards, and then we have them all the way up to we have the GPUs up to Titans.
And
so,
with the graphics settings turned down, I mean, you can get pretty decent performance on, on those cards.
I think our low end is a 560, a TI 560 on NVIDIA, so around that.
I'm gonna have to check my laptop and see if I can play it with low graphics settings.
Ooh, I don't know. Well,
that would be a challenge.
We did the build on the. Remember we did the Android build.
That's true.
It looked pretty dang good, actually. It made us go, could we play this on our phone? Well, maybe we'll.
And
play
we
it.
have tried it on a Mac.
Oh yeah. Well, actually,
not quite
Lisa joined us today in the Proving Grounds thing. She was playing on her Mac. So we do Mac, Linux, and PC builds at the same time. So.
And sometimes they all work. And sometimes they don't all work.
The PC build always works. Sometimes the Mac build takes a little time. But we'll probably release those as we go. Like if we go to Steam, when we go to Steam, we'll do PC probably first, then Mac and Linux soon after. So
won't be too long.
No, and we may do them all at once. It just depends. We want to make sure we can support everything when we get it out there. We're a very small team. So, from White Shark, will the fusion cannon load forever or hit a max damage threshold, and will it lose the extra damage when overloaded?
So, the plan for the fusion cannon is for it to work somewhat like the original Descent did, in that you charge it up for a certain amount of time to get the maximum damage, and any charging after that damages you.
Hurts you.
Instead, which is bad.
Yeah, that's a bad
And so there will be a max charge, and that won't expand if you overcharge it. You'll just expire.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good answer. From Etheris, an undergrounder. Are there considerations for eSports competitions? For instance, some kind of competition mode that will eliminate randomness from the game so it becomes pure skill.
Randomness?
Well, they're all
randomness.
How crazy with the random. So yeah, to answer your question, that is completely what Hot Rock is designed to be, is completely an esport, which is...
And there's not a lot of randomness target. I mean, there's no die rolls for damage or anything like that. I mean, their only randomness is power-up spawning, which I suppose in certain modes we might even turn that off if you're trying to make it really purist.
But Hot Rock, the thing behind Hot Rock is you get bonus points for bouncing the ball off things, number of bounces. It's completely a skill-based game. So we do have plans for esports because we think 6 Degrees of Freedom lends itself very well to that. And then if we can get somebody looking top down on that and commentating on it, like if you saw the Microsoft HoloLens, that'd be very cool too. So yes, we are considering esports, although that's not going to be something that's right away. We got to get the core game working first. So. From Beck Altar, good friend of ours, also an undergrounder. Since everyone on the dev team has their own controller configurations, will we be adding them to the game as pre-config options, such as Eric's for the joysticks or Rob's for the Xbox controller, and so on?
Eric uses weird keys.
I do. No, I don't use WASD. I use ASD and X, so that I've always found that that rather than having to go upwards to the W key, I can't help it. I just like having all 3 fingers right there. It's much smoother, and then X is down below.
We really need my controller scheme for the Xbox. It drives me crazy because every time we download the build right now, it stomps my controllers.
I have to do the same, but I only make one change and it works fine. So we're probably not going to have a Rob preferred or Eric's preferred, but it's all configurable already, so you can make your own.
We might post them on forums or something.
Yeah, we might recommend it.
Here, you can download this controller config if you want to use Rob's sensible Xbox controller configuration.
That's what we should call it.
Totally available.
The sensible,
the usable Xbox controller.
From Raptor, an undergrounder. It sounds like coordinated team play will be more important than Descent Underground. Do you have plans for features that facilitate coordination between players of the same team?
Heck yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, you can already see a little of that in Capture the Core because the miners are down there plugging away and the Typhoons are up there protecting them.
It works exactly
very nice.
Very rarely does something work exactly as designed, but it was fun the first day we played it. I mean, we made some minor changes to enhance it. We still got a few more to go, but overall, it was already 70-80% there.
Out of the box, it came out.
Yeah, I agree.
It was playable. We had a good time.
We still do. We're gonna have
Eric's team wins.
I do because I'm a miner. I get in there, I get under there and start mining away. I don't really, I want to give secrets away.
The mobile mega missile makes it a little more interesting.
Mobile mega missile is hilarious. You can clear the whole room out. Everybody's in there. You have to be inside the thing to gather points, or you can be mining to enhance your points. And like the mega missile just clears the room. It's like a silent but deadly fart. It just clears everybody out of there.
It's not silent at all.
No, it's not. I love the new sound effect for it too. From Brig Eye, an undergrounder. When the Proving Grounds releases, will there be an NDA attached? Meaning, can Twitch streamers stream the Proving Grounds? What do you think? Should we do an NDA?
When the Proving Grounds releases, go for it.
Man, come on. We're doing this together. We want you. The only way this thing succeeds is if you guys help us spread the word. So the answer to that question is not no, but hell no.
It's a release.
Stream away,
it's
baby.
It's a release.
It's a release.
Release the hounds.
We're not. Exactly. We want you out there showing people the game because, we don't have a large profile. We're not some big famous developers here. All we got is a really fun game. And so that's what we need, people out there spreading the word. So stream away. Have fun with it. That's exactly.
And say good things.
Yeah, and say, if you don't say anything good about it, you're under NDA. Nah, go ahead and talk about it all you want. It'd be fun. So when we get it to you, if you're in the Proving Grounds, have fun with it. From CryoSim, right now the Meet the Team page has only 5 staff members listed. How many people are currently working on Descent Underground? Ooh, we have not updated that page in a while. 17 is the answer. But we haven't.
Is it 17?
It is 17. But we have not upgraded that page.
It shows you that we're a little more focused on development than
we could update this
self-aggrandizement.
Or we could get this Proving Grounds out.
I like Proving Grounds.
I did too. But you know what? We do need to update that.
We will take a look at that.
Yeah, we will take a look at that. That's actually really good. And thank you for holding our feet to the fire. No, really, thank you. No, I mean it. Thank you. So we will update it. But, we hadn't even.
I'm just gonna delete everybody.
Yeah. From Thornfoot, an undergrounder. Will the DK2 be working in the Proving Grounds when it becomes available? So Oculus Rift, it's working now. Whether we release it right away or not is still up in the air. We're not sure we're going to release it on Steam to the general public, but we may put it in Proving Grounds to allow people to test it, so you can tell us what works. Because frame rate, with all the changes,
still a little iffy.
Sometimes it does really well, like hundreds of frames a second. Other times it goes down to like 40, 50, and there's a vast difference in how that experience works. So.
Yeah.
We'll probably have that in the Proving Grounds for a while before we go to Steam. So thank you, Thornfoot. That was a good question. And much better than the will we update the team members page.
But he's not bitter.
No, it's only because I'm actually not bitter. It just makes, we update the webpage all the time, and we haven't done that. We
haven't updated the webpage in forever.
No, we've updated like the store, and we've updated how the
right.
blogs work, the carousels, and all this other stuff. But we need to update. There's a lot of things we've got to do. We should probably take a hard look at that before we go to early access. So, honest to God, thank you very much, because we need to update that. From Krull, in the spectrum of one-shot kills, where would you like the drones and Descent to fall in terms of survivability? Will survivability be adjustable, perhaps as a server option?
Adjustable survivability.
We talked about a hardcore thing at one point where you could last longer, that would change all the stuff, but...
Yeah, I mean, really, the survivability is really...
skill.
If we do our jobs right, the survivability should be there already. I mean, it's I have spreadsheets, lots of spreadsheets with calculations of how many laser shots it takes to kill a certain ship at its base power, how many laser shots at quad laser 4 it takes to kill it. There's a lot of calculations. Let's just say that right now the new proposed stats, the Predator is like a quarter of the Panzer.
Hard to hit though.
Yes, very hard.
It's hard to hit. I mean, that's kind of the fun. There's going to be 9 ship types, so there's not 1 or 2 like the original where everything was the same sphere. This is going to be, there are going to be some that are hard to hit, that are less powerful, some that are more powerful, easier to hit. It's a balance, and we want you to choose how you want to play.
Making them feel different is really important.
Very important. And now, here's Keith McCormick again with
Keith?
Yeah, with the Build-A-Bot finale. Woo! Take it away, Keith.
Keith Dungles McCormick here for Descent Underground's Build-A-Bot Challenge, where you built a bot that's going in the game. We started Build-A-Bot way back at the beginning of the summer, months ago. It seems like an eternity. And now it's fall, and we are concluding Build-A-Bot. Just this past week, we finished stage 4 of design. But let's take a moment back and just Roll back time when weather was warmer and flowers were springing up, and look at the beginning of Build a Bot. We asked you, what does the bot do? What's its purpose? Where does it come from? What the bot looks like? We asked you to come up with a 3D model based on the drawings that people submitted in the beginning. We asked for ideas for a backstory. Who made the bot? And finally, in stage 4, we asked for a skin on the bot, a texture to really put it in the world, and we asked for an advertisement. We had some great submissions and a very long discussion about who was going to win that stage. In the end, stage 4 design goes to Beck Altar.
From Sindar Corp comes the most robust, reliable, and efficient workforce tool on the market. The all-new Incendius. It's a versatile workhorse, ready for virtually any environment you need to work in. Sindar Corp is a trusted name in production and manufacturing. The Incendius is our premier line of drones for the use of harsh conditions of asteroids. You need trust and reliability on your side in this competitive market. Trust and reliability is synonymous with Sindar Corp, with the all-new Incendius.
Incendius Online.
So congratulations, Beck. You have advertised the bot. It's time for the big reveal. Let's bring you back on screen here. In 4th place, with 17 points, White Shark. In 3rd place, with 19 points, Defcon X. In 2nd place, with 22 points, is that a drum roll? Lucarma. And in 1st place with 24 points, Shogun. You have won Build-A-Bot. And my friend, the AMD 290X video card. Congratulations.
Wow, been a long slog, but here we are. Congratulations, Shogun. That was amazing.
It was so close.
It was 1 point. Shogun, Lucarme, Defcon, 1, 2, 3. The funny thing is, neither Shogun or Lucarme entered the last thing, and I'm sure Keith probably talked about this already, but either one of them, like if Lucarme entered the last contest, he would have won. He would have jumped him. So it was so close. It came down to 1 point, and you guys all did amazing stuff, and we're looking forward to getting that bot in the game too. So well done. We'll probably do this again. It was certainly a fun experience for us, and hopefully for you as well.
There's a lot of talent out there.
A lot of talent. That's kind of why we're doing this. We want to be Descendent University where people can make stuff, maps, and things like that. Whoa, maps! Speaking of maps.
This week's For Reals Honest to Gosh Design Underground.
Will be about map creation.
Be map building.
Yeah, last week you got a little ill, but we also got
honest.
Yeah, but we also got really busy.
Yeah.
So we have lots of polish going on this week. We have refining of the player experience. Right now we're bug fixing. We're not adding as much at this point as we are. Well, we are still adding some things, but we're also starting to refine your experience, what it's going to look like when it gets to you. Like, simple things like when you die in the core and capture the core, there's a countdown timer which allows you to respawn. So before you just sat there. Now we put the timer in. It's all the little things that make you realize that what's happening, so that it's information for you. And so
we're a lot more focused on that refinement process, right. And not we're not scrambling to get things in.
Right.
We're just trying to get it out to
crafting the user experience
yes.
now, so which means UI screens and the flow and how it's going to work, how the launcher patcher works, what things we display as it's going on, all these kind of things before you do a real release to people, to where you guys can. So we're not getting overloaded with CS questions because we don't have any.
We don't have
CS.
We are CS.
We are CS because that's
entertainers.
That's what we use we are CS. Anyway, all about entertainers. So the way it's going to work is we're now at the advisory board level. Proving Grounds is coming. I think. Cross your fingers next week. This is what we think. We've been thinking it's going to happen, but all we've been waiting on is last two things. We're testing the weapons production and now matchmaking. We get it hooked up, and then we go, which will give us 300 people. And what 300 people in the Proving Grounds will give us data as to, how many servers do we need? How many people on the servers? How does matchmaking work? How many do we have to spin up?
Because how the servers perform under
right, how the servers right, exactly. We need all that data, because what we don't want to do is try not to do is go out and everybody just slam at once, and then everybody dies and nobody can get in, and then people go, what are they doing?
Yeah, we
right?
want everyone to have a good experience on
Right,
day
right,
one.
right. And then we'll go to Alpha, which will be about 4,000 people, and we will probably do that maybe through Steam Combo. We want people to help us test our Steam release. That's very important to us. So you go from 300 to 4,000. That's going to be another step up of how many servers do we need? How's it working? You know, all this kind of stuff.
That
and
makes Jason sweat a lot.
It makes Jason really, because right now we're not the dynamic portion where we're going to dynamically spin up and down servers is like 1 or 2 versions a little further out. That's probably going to be November, December. So we have to find our sweet spot as to how many servers we can host. We got to spin them up, by hand right now. And then we go to beta, which is 8,000 people, right? Which is a huge amount. 80%.
That's almost our entire community.
Yeah, almost a little under 80% of people are in beta, which is really good, and that will probably be on Steam, so that we can then work out the kinks of how
make
Steam
sure all of
works.
our Steam procedures are working.
Right. And then we go to early access, which opens up the player pool to a lot of people. A lot of people are holding off. I want to see the game. I want to play the game. Well, that's coming, baby.
Here it comes.
Here it comes, and it's right now we're having a good time. We're scared because it's like, ooh, you're putting your work out there, and will people like it? But everybody that's played it so far has loved it, and so that's the best we can do. We've done a lot of testing with Descendent.
Sure.
Yeah. So we want to thank you to our underground members and pledgers and backers. Without you guys, there is no us. Thank you guys very much. Please join our YouTube, Facebook, Twitch channels. That way you get the latest news when it happens. And there's going to be a lot of news coming up.
And put Descent Underground on your Steam playlist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Do it.
Get on your Steam playlist. Follow Descent. Make sure you find out the news, because we're going to be transferring a lot of our announcements and stuff over there as we get closer to. We'll still do on our site too, but we want to start ramping up the Steam community because there's 125 million people there.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. That'd be a lot of servers. That would be a good.
That would be a whole lot of servers.
That would be a good problem to have. Teslas for everyone, and not just the Hot Wheels ones that my cheap family gave me for Christmas.
Oh,
I know. I love them.
That's so sweet.
No, whatever. It doesn't. It's not even battery powered. It's ridiculous. You have to push it.
Well, it makes it really quiet.
It's not really a Tesla. So submit your forum feedbacks on our forums. Forum feedback questions on our forums. That's freaking brilliant, Eric. I'm still mad about the Tesla.
Video questions.
Yeah, please get some video questions in. That'd be really fun. I'm gonna have to bring the Wing Noob back.
Who knows?
Yep. And well, I think that's it for this week. So thanks for episode 100, and we will see you all underground.
Shuttlecraft Galileo, there really isn't anything to see out there. Return to base.
Launching Shuttlecraft Curie. Departure Zulu on the starboard flight path.
I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Federation Starship Enterprise.